sexy thing. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to Rose's World. If you are new here, my name is Miky. Go ahead and like this video, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. I don't know what you're waiting on, but go ahead and get that done for me, okay? Because I want you to come back, and I know you want to come back. So let's make it happen. You know, we can just make this a usual thing. You come and see me on Friday p.m. at 8, and I'm gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be waiting on you. I asked you guys on my Instagram what it is that y'all want to know and how y'all could maybe get a little bit in my business when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community, and I'm going to answer some of those questions for you guys. Y'all asked me some really good questions, and I'm going to go answer them over some lunch. And you know, in Rose's World, it's always time to eat, okay? So let's go ahead and get some lunch. Y'all ready? You sure? Are you positive? Okay, let's go. Hey, I'm at Cocoa House right now. It is a weekday evening, so it's not a really big crowd right now. I'm here for the happy hour specials. Of course, I'm gonna get my grub on at a discount. Duh. I'm gonna look at the menu and see what I want. What do you want? Do you know what you want already? They have good selection for appetizers and stuff. I think I'm gonna go with the barbacoa quesadilla. We're just going with the flow today. We'll see where life takes us. Alright, let's get down to business, you nosy fuckers. So the first question is, what is my favorite part of Pride Month? It makes me excited to see like people represent themselves and become like more loud and actually proud about like who they are and how they represent, because I feel like unfortunately in some places it's like the only time of the year that people have the comfort to do that. I like to see how people represent themselves authentically and how they are able to like once again show up as themselves. It's unfortunate that some people like brands take advantage of what Pride Month is and like, oh, we got Pride Month deals and we got Pride Month big items and stuff. But that's just the way of the land. I feel like people are not really understanding like pride is a way of living. So whole time the mic was on, but the mic was not on. So I'm gonna repeat what I said. Unfortunately, I think that when it comes to Pride Month, I don't like how it's a month. You know, like Black History Month. I don't feel like Black history is something that should just be celebrated 28 days of the year. Just like I don't think Pride is something that should only be celebrated 30 days of the year. I think that people should have the freedom to be themselves and feel comfortable expressing themselves as they see fit. And it's just one of those things where I pay attention to how people act during Pride Month as well. So like family members and brands and how people like um, I don't take offense necessarily to people saying, oh, like Happy Pride Month, you know, Happy Pride Month, we love you, and da 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 da. But it's like, I'm gay every day. It's nothing that I don't feel needs to be a big celebration. But at the same time, I'm grateful that people have surpassed the bounds of feeling like pride needs to only be something that is celebrated in your home. I'm glad that we can have a parade out on the street downtown. I'm glad that we can have this big thing and make it a very, very big deal. But at the same time, let's continue that same energy throughout the rest of the year. And I'm very grateful that I have people around me who are appreciative and very kind and supportive when it comes to pride. But at the same time, I'm understanding that some people are not. So even if you do, even if somebody is saying, hold on a second. Thank you. So like even if somebody does say like, oh, happy pride, there's a lot of people that are not actually happy about pride. I have to be mindful sometimes about how I represent myself. And this kind of goes into one of the other questions actually, but I have to be mindful about how I represent myself in certain spaces and when it comes to certain connections with people. It is something that I don't necessarily like to do. Like I don't necessarily enjoy code switching, but at this day and age, you just got to be mindful. You got to be careful. Like I was saying, my previous statement kind of relates into another question, which was how do your family feel about you being in the community? It's one of those things where it's just like I know who to be around and I know what to do around who. I don't necessarily, once again, like to code switch. So I am very mindful about who I'm around and who I do bring around. Like if I am dating somebody and I want to bring them around family events, I'm like, okay, is such and such gonna be there? And it's unfortunate that we have to do that. But at the same time, like I don't want to make my guests uncomfortable, and I also don't want to lead myself into the lion's den. I've done that before and I have disappointed myself with how people were treating me, how people were treating my guests, and I don't feel as though it's fair for me to be comfortable in my skin but have to tiptoe around other people because of how they feel about something that has nothing to do with them. Depending on the day, they're cool with it. Depending on the day, I'm cool with them. Okay, let's move on. I have some. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this bread because I'm about to fuck this bread up. Okay, we had to improvise. Let's taste this. Yes, immediately. Yes. It's like something sweet. It's got a touch of like I don't know what it is, but it's something sweet in there. But it's good though. We'll get back to that in a minute. I try to explain to my parents why Pride is a month long celebration and not just a single day parade. What is the best, most respectful pitch to explain why it matters so much? Visibility. I think that it is only fair that people be seen, people be acknowledged for who they are, even in a world where people are shutting out queer people and wanting to undermine their experiences and make them feel inferior. I think that it is only right to be able to share our experiences out loud and be able to be proud about who we are instead of sitting in the house and sitting in the closet. And it's not to say that there's anything wrong with the closet, so don't get it confused. But what I'm saying is that we deserve more than just one day strolling downtown and making a big deal. We deserve every day, once again, to be public, to be happy, to be excited, and to be proud. Queer people have had a lot to deal with, acceptance from family, acceptance from friends, and then some the opposite, like not being able to talk to your family members and your friends anymore because they think they're gonna catch it. I think that there's a very intentional way to go about the pride celebration when you are someone who is an ally. And I think it just goes back to respect, having respect for people and being able to, like, even if you don't understand them fully, being able to just be like, oh, okay, I respect you enough to understand that you are your own person and you have your own desire to do whatever it is that you want to do. I got a blood orange pineapple margarita. Let's see what she hitting on. That's a heavy hitter right there. Golly. Before you came out, what was something that you used to worry about so much that you really don't give a fuck about now? I'm paraphrasing. It doesn't say that verbatim. Realistically, image, like how people see me and how people feel about me, um, especially people that don't know me, it's not something that really affects me. It's not something that I really care about. I know who I am. And I think at the end of the day, realistically, that's all it takes is for somebody to know who they are in order for them to gain that confidence and that understanding of how they should proceed. Part two of that question was, what would you tell your younger self? I would tell my younger self to just really be who it is that she feels she needs to be confident in herself, to be proud of her growth. It took a lot for me to realize that I was a part of the community and to actually specify on where I fit in on that spectrum. I would give my younger self grace, and I would give my current self props because it's been a journey. And like I was saying earlier, I don't think a lot of people really understand that You don't just wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm pansexual, or oh, I'm transgender. Like, it's a process to understanding that. There's a lot of growth that takes place. I think I might do something else, guys. I came in this motherfucker kind of hungry. I ain't gonna hold you. Quesadillas are good, but they're tiny. This is probably the golden question. I got a lot of these. Y'all are so goddamn nosy. This is the golden question. Everybody is wanting to know, what is Michaela's sexual orientation? It's none of your fucking business. I'm just playing. I would categorize myself, if I must, as a lesbian. Another question was, what is my dating preference? I like, it's kind of hard. It's not hard, but it's hard because once again, I'm evolving, I'm changing. And so I think my preferences are also changing. Like, what I aspire in a partner is not what I was looking for in a partner when I was like younger. I'm not going to say my age. Y'all should probably know if you've been watching. But anyway, when it comes down to it, I want somebody who is attentive. I want somebody who's smart. I want somebody who is able to like be understanding and be open minded. And I want somebody who is willing to grow. I love black women. I don't know if I'm open to dating outside of my race, but I love black women. I am somebody who believes that what it is that I want, I can give. So, with that being said, I'm not even going to say anything else. Let's move on. As I was figuring myself out and as I was understanding like my actual sexual orientation, I've had a lot of questions from like family members and peers. How do you know you're actually a lesbian? To me, that's the same as asking,
How do you know it's actually summer?
you can feel it. You can feel the sun outside. You can feel the sweltering heat. Okay, like, I know what I like. I have dated men in my past. I've dated boys. Let's say it like that. When I was younger, I dated boys. And as I have been older, I'm not even gonna lie, I've dated men just to see, like, am I really a lesbian? Do I like girls for real? The answer is yes. Moving forward, I think that I will stick with women. I will continue to date women. And I have the aspirations to marry a woman. If it is in the cards for me to be married, I will marry a woman. And that's that. Somebody asked me, what is my type? It's like I want to say it, but then I don't want nobody to pop up with. Physically, my type is somebody who is fine as fuck. I think my ideal type now is someone who is brown skinned woman, who knows herself, who is comfortable with herself. She doesn't want to try to force anything or convince me of anything. I like somebody who understands themselves and has the capacity to understand me. In all of my growing and evolving, they are open minded to it and willing to hear me. I like a lot of things. And I've dated a few different types of women. It's not really a certain type of thing, but I do think that I like what I like. When it comes to queer friendships, have you ever had feelings for a friend? Hmm. So do you mean somebody that I like? Because there's this thing in the lesbian community where we try to be friends with people that we have already dated. I don't know why the fuck we do that. Let's stop doing that, okay? It's not even that I have actually developed feelings for any of these people, but you know how, like, okay, you go to the beach and you see a seashell, and you're like, oh, that's a really pretty seashell. That's how it's been with certain people. I think I have a knack for having really pretty friends. But nonetheless, I think that when it comes to having friends, I have to know where the boundaries are and I have to know what's what, who's who, and where to stop. So I've grown a lot and I've worked a lot at understanding that and getting on that level of just saying no and putting boundaries in place so that there is no confusion where there shouldn't be. Because once again, I'm friends with pretty bitches. That's not a secret. Something else that I have been, I'm not going to say struggling with, but I've noticed that, when I do vocalize in certain settings and in certain connections that I am someone who likes women, people get kind of fidgety. Some people are really, really adamant about, like, oh, she must like me. If she likes women, she must like me. Bitch, no. And then I've noticed that some people will kind of like throw themselves at me. Like, ooh, like they get extra flirty and it's just like, I don't need all that. So I have stopped announcing my sexuality. And it's not even announcing it, but I've just stopped really being so open to telling people who don't really need to know. It's on an ask basis, realistically. If you ask, maybe I'll tell you. I'm not just going to tell you because you asked. When did you make your first move approaching a woman? I had to be in college. I was too nervous in high school to really do anything. As far as like approaching and like letting people know that I was interested, I was very shy. I still kind of am, but at the same time, like more so nowadays, I'll shoot my shot. So I think in college, there was this girl, and I didn't really know if she was, into girls or not, but I was like, you know what? Let me see. Shot my shot. It went in. Why wouldn't it? I think as I was actually like my understanding my sexuality, it made me a lot more comfortable to speak to like people and, like I said, shoot my shot and being able to like advocate and say what it is that I want instead of just being somebody who is like shy and timid and in the corner and waiting on people to talk to me, because as a femme presenting lesbian, it's very difficult for people to actually know that you're a lesbian. So I have to be the one to initiate a lot of times, or I have to be the one to say like, oh, give them a look or something like that. What's the hardest part about dating women for you? It's not really hard, but I think that navigating emotions and being able to be like honest and upfront about like, hey, I'm feeling this today. Just being communicative about how we're feeling mentally and emotionally. It can be a struggle depending on who you're dealing with, depending on who you're dating. And so I think as I've gotten to navigate my relationships with women, that has been something that I understand, like, oh, I have to be able to actually advocate for myself. I have to actually speak up and verbalize what it is that I want. And she has to also do the same in order for things to go in the right direction and go smoothly as they should. Coming from people who are not familiar dating women, I've heard them say like,
Oh, like, I feel like it'd be hard because, like, there's so many emotions and attitudes and stuff.
I feel like a relationship is a relationship. So it's not depending on if you're dating a man or if you're dating a woman. It's just about dating a person, a human with human emotions, and being able to navigate that situation as an adult. Y'all had some really, really good questions, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I thank y'all a lot for tapping into the platform. I thank y'all for asking questions if you did. If you did not, drop a question in the comment right now. Or you can DM me a question if you want to. Miky Rose on damn near all platforms. Go ahead and tap in. It's going to be a very extravagant summer in Rose's world. Put on your motherfucking seatbelt, okay? Let's get ready. The last question that I have is a very heavy hitter, and I think this is the one that everybody has actually been waiting on. Are y'all ready? Are you an iced coffee queer? I don't like iced coffee. I've transferred to matcha now. If I had to have a matcha, it's hot. All right, Nosy Nellies, that's all I got for y'all today. I hope you learned something. And if you didn't, maybe you'll learn something next week. Go ahead and make sure you tap in, tap the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss nothing. Because we got a lot coming, and I know you ain't going to want to miss it with your nosy ass, okay? I really, really appreciate y'all for tapping in. Make sure you leave a comment telling me happy pride, and happy pride right back at you, okay? I'll see you on the next one. I love you.